Welcome to the Libra Lounge with Keisha, where we will be doing live correspondence from the George Floyd trial. Not. Just like, no. We are barely going to touch on that shit a little bit today because, you know, get sick, die, go through a divorce, you will find that you have so many professional people in your life. I mean, as of yesterday, I didn't know that we knew so many attorneys, James, attorneys.
We got a whole team and didn't know it.
Just all these law offices of Don't Know Shit and Company have really been giving great correspondence and legal advice and legal analysis all over social media. It is so beyond annoying. Like, it really is. I can't remember the show that you were listening to last night.
Oh, it was Ben Shapiro.
Yeah. Really annoying voice. But I will say, his voice is fucking annoying. It got to a point, I said, James, do you have it like on like speed up talk? Because he talks very, very fast. But he was realistic about everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. He touched on, you know what, we're gonna talk about this later. So anyway, producer James and I are here in the Pink Phoenix Media Studio, and we're already fighting. We're already fighting.
Fighting is a strong word.
We're fighting because in my head, I'm thinking about ways that I could sneak over there and put my hands on it. So I don't know what you call that, but for anyone who's new to the show, producer James and I are a married couple sometimes.
Happily married couple.
Okay, well, that's his version of the story. There's always two sides. And mine is that, yes, we're married. I'm what am I, your old battle axe?
Yeah.
And he just plain gets on my nerves. Just like, it's like some goofy ass Pee Wee Herman person, stray puppy dog, following me around all the time, asking for hugs and kisses and attention. It's so annoying. Jeez.
I'm sorry you worked that magic on me. What can I do?
It's not working correctly because I was doing like a little voodoo doll. And I got in the pins and kind of pinned your lips together, but that shit ain't working at all. I don't know. Maybe I've lost some of my super witch powers, but if you are a friend of the Libra Lounge, you know what time it is. It is time for the gap.
We know she has a really big mouth, which sounds kind of dirty, and that's probably true too. Let's gossip. The Gab with Keisha.
Ooh. 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 Okay. Before I get into this big one, did anyone happen to be on TMZ yesterday where they posted the video of Quavo, who is from the group Migos, which I don't even fucking know if they're a group anymore. I honestly feel like they used to be a group, but they're all just living off of Cardi B's money since she's married to what's the other one's name? They have weird names like Fast Off and Go Left. I can't even remember what his name is right now. The one that Cardi B is married to.
Oh, was it Mushmouth?
That's their sound. That's the musical category that they fall underneath. I have a brain fart. I cannot think of his name at all. But I really don't think that the Migos plans on dropping any more music because why? Cardi's doing all the work. They're doing what people all over the world have done for many years, which is riding on the back of Hispanic women.
Offset.
See, go left.
Go left.
Face forward.
Diagonal.
Offset. Quavo. I don't even know what Quavo means. Is that an egg?
That's huevos.
Oh, huevos. Okay. Anywho, so we all know that he and hip hop star Sweetie, Skylar, my daughter told me, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, look, the names keep getting weirder and weirder, and as they get weirder and weirder, I'm getting older and older, and my tolerance for even really wanting to know what the fuck their name is and how you pronounce it correctly is extremely low. So, Sweetie, Swati, it's some shit like that. She's the one that, oh God, when we were in quarantine and every wife had to do a TikTok video of her husband coming home from work. That's my type. That's my type. Her. So we all know that they broke up about a month ago, but ooh, the footage from their elevator fight was released yesterday. He whooped her ass. I'm not laughing because it is domestic abuse, but he whooped her ass. And she like just stayed on the elevator floor, which I guess okay, let me stop being an asshole for a second. The girl was probably scared, like, okay, this motherfucker is beating the shit out of me in public, which means he doesn't give a shit. Let me play possum. I'm assuming that's what she was doing. Well, from my asshole eyes, I'm like, bitch, you should have grabbed one of those suitcases and you should have whopped him upside his motherfucking head. You should have pulled the little emergency button, called the police on his ass. You should have had SWAT trying to break down that elevator. I would have at a pump. She should have went Solange knows how she whooped Jay-Z's ass in the elevator. That's how you whoop a motherfucker's ass in the elevator.
That is like domestic MMA. Right there.
Yes, I have never rooted for someone to keep whooping somebody's ass more than I did with Solange in my whole entire life. And here's the thing. She didn't just whoop his ass. She spit on him too. That's how you have an elevator fight. This other little girl, you need to call Solange. Don't call Beyonce, because Beyonce just sit there like a statue. But I mean, I guess when your little sister beating the fuck out of your husband, that's what you do. She like, I'm still Beyonce, so I'm going to just stay right here and act like I don't really see anything that's going on. But damn, it's just like, I don't know what their argument was about, but it was, he put his foot in her ass.
He did, and her name is Sweetie.
Okay, like I said, Sweetie.
Sweetie.
Sweetie, look, just because you have Asian, don't try to be adding extra shit to, it's Sweetie.
Asian? Oh, is she Asian?
She's half Asian, half black.
Well, she got all of her ass kicked. Like
the Asian part, the black part, all of it.
Like, it's funny. So she didn't learn any street fighting from the black side, and then didn't learn any kung fu from the Asian side.
From the Asian side.
She let them both
your
down.
Parents did a disservice to you, because you should have at least gotten some licks in. And then the killer was that. So the elevator door opens, and there's a person waiting to get on. He like, nah, that's okay. Me and all 13 of my kids, all this luggage, we just gonna wait on the next ride. Okay, we gonna miss this one right here. So then I guess Quavo gets to the floor where they're at. He starts picking up the luggage, using it to keep the elevator door open, and he just looked at her. There's no sound, but to me, if I were Quavo, I'd be like, bitch, you just gonna lay there? And the look that he had on his face reminded me of What's Love Got to Do with it? Anyway, anime. I honestly feel that had she not wobbled and got herself together and got up, I feel like he would have whooped her ass again. The motherfucker didn't even try to help her up.
You think he'd beat her again for not getting up after he beat her?
Yes, because you know what? If I had beat a person and knocked them down, the last thing I want to do is help you get back up. Like, damn, I got to do everything? Everything. I'm tired. I just whooped your ass on elevator camera. The least you can do is get the fuck up and quit acting like your legs are broken.
How awesome would it be if, like, that cheesy ass elevator music was playing the entire time? Like,
I have a feeling that the elevator music went straight hood. Okay, I
like
think
the elevator knows.
It knew. It started playing NWA, Public Enemy. All you could hear was Flavor Flav. Yeah, there was no more. There was no more elevator music at all. But I do feel bad for her.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, let's just remember this poor woman got her
victim.
ass kicked.
Yeah, she got her ass kicked. But here's the thing about it is that I guarantee you that if they don't get back together, She's just gonna date another fucking rapper. No, girl, this is the time to go find you a nice Jewish engineer. You have seen the dark side and what the dark side does. That's it. Get away from the rappers, okay? Yeah, for a person to know, because he knew.
Yeah, you have to know.
He looked at the camera. But he had already beat her ass. So what is he going to do?
Wait, did he look at the camera and pose a little bit?
I mean, he looked at the camera. He literally looked and like, oh, fucking well, I already did it now, so.
Yeah, here's the thing. Once you throw that first punch, you might as well finish the job.
He swung her down like a rag. I mean, okay, it's not funny, but y'all know I got this real dark corner of my brain that's it's very dark. That place thinks it's funny. The real me knows it's fucked up. But we're gonna go with the funny part. He didn't even try to help her up. He stood there. He stood there like, bitch, if you don't get up, I'm fixing to take all this luggage and leave your ass here too.
Well, what if he did put his hand out? Would she like grab it or would she like
Hell yeah.
Okay.
She was struggling. She was dizzy. She looked like a kid that just had been on a merry-go-round.
And got beaten up by a bully.
And trying to get up and just like, she's better than me because producer James can attest to this. The fool that I would have acted.
Oh.
That would have made national news.
He would have had to kill you.
Yeah.
Like really,
yeah.
That's the only thing that would have stopped
He
him.
would have had to kill me because I would be on his ass like a spider monkey. Like every which way that I can, I would have had my weave wrapped around his throat, trying to choke him with my hair extensions. Like I would have done everything. And then you're in a small area, so it's not like the motherfucker can run. See, that's my thing. If I'm beating a man, his only defense will be to run, because I'm not going to run after him.
So that's the best way to explain your mentality. The fact that you just said, we're in a close space, and he can't run. Not, I can't get away. He can't run.
No.
Put your hand up real quick. That hand right there, folks, those are fucking meat hooks.
These are Holman hands.
They are heavy, they're
Yes.
hard, and they hurt.
He knows because he's been hit by them before. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine what their argument was about. But see, I would have beat his ass for even trying to argue with me in public. I'm like, you don't see me at this goddamn hotel in front of all these goddamn white people? I'm just gonna whoop your ass. Every stereotype about black women, film it, World Star, go ahead, But I hope that Swaweedy is doing better.
So weak ass is what it was.
Girl, you better go take you some MMA classes or something like that because
watch that Jennifer Lopez movie where she learned how to
enough.
Fight.
You need to do that. See, that would have been me, Jennifer. Okay, but here's the only part. I would not have had to call my best friend. No, I would. If I was like, should I go ahead and kill him? She was like, girl, yeah, because, he just don't come after you. Yeah, go ahead and do it. Okay. 10 minutes, call the cops. I remember the plan because you got to have a plan. So anyway, moving along to something that was very unexpected yesterday. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Woo! So, okay. I hope that, well, I don't have to hope. I know that a lot of people did tune in to the first season, the premiere season of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because they're already filming season 2 right now. Can you stop messing with my camera?
Sorry, it's okay.
Don't do that to me. Why? Tell everybody why you don't do things like that to me.
Well, I didn't wave my hands.
No, you did that.
Well, okay. So 2 things Keisha cannot stand. Number 1, wavy hands at you. Like don't act like your hand is an extension of your force.
No.
And don't point.
No.
Ever. Me and Skylar literally have learned to either, like, if we're gonna point at something, we'll put all 4 fingers out there like a retard, just so we can't say that we pointed.
And that's the risk. And he was the one that said retard, not me. Yeah, I choked the dog piss out of my brother for pointing at my mom before. I do not like that. Pointing is only to give direction. Don't point at me. unless I've got something on my face that needs to come off. And even then, that's on shaky ground. So going back, all right, so Salt Lake City, the newest of the Real Housewives franchise. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole season with you, but there was a lot of action. And Jen Shaw is one of the 5 colored people who's Mormon and lives in Salt Lake City. She was arrested yesterday by the U.S. Marshals, right? Is it U.S. Marshals?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So if you watch this season, Jen Shaw lives a beyond lavish lifestyle, all right? She lives in a beautiful chalet. Is that what they call them in Utah?
It's
chalet.
It's a fancy way of saying my house.
Yes, but it's beautiful. And her wardrobe from head to toe is just, I just want to smell her closet because I bet it just smells rich, all right? She's married to, we call him Coach Shaw because that's how she refers to her husband, as Coach Shaw, who is a college football coach. Now, in the beginning, I'm assuming because of this lavish lifestyle that they have, that he must at least be the head coach. But no, he's not even the head coach. And it took my mom to make me realize, she's like, they're not living like that off of a coach's salary. And so I looked up, I was like, oh, okay. So Jen has a marketing firm, and I'm just assuming in my dumb brain, that little part that wants to believe all the good in people. I was like, okay, so together they are able to afford this lifestyle. Well, we found out yesterday how they really fucking her affording that lifestyle. Jen and her first assistant. And I say first assistant because Jen has 10 assistants, and each one of them does different things. So this is the one, his name is Stewart, I want to say. This is the one that we got to see a lot on the show. Well, they were both indicted on charges of money laundering,
wire
fraud,
and then conspiracy
to commit wire fraud. So basically what they did was they created a marketing list and would sell it to people as leads.
So there's even more now.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Go ahead and tell it like it really is.
That, and they're alleging this was like a 9-year scheme.
Oh, wow.
Where they offered things like tax preparation, website design. A lot of the victims were elderly.
Yes.
Didn't even own a computer.
Wow.
But they got them to buy website design services and things like that. So the leads was part of it. A lot of the victims were elderly. So
I'll say, excuse me, 5 years ago, if you mention someone who was Mormon, you think of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Perhaps you'll even think about the show, The Book of Mormon. You think about the little boys with the white button-up shirts and the black pants and the Bible in their hands, the Book of Mormon, I guess you would call it. And, they have to wear their skirts have to be they can't be above the knee, really modest type of people. But then here comes Andrea from Love After Lockup and Jen Shaw. I don't know about the Mormon community. Y'all hood. The Mormon community has become straight up motherfucking hood, okay? What is steam? This is what I don't understand about these housewives. And if you think about it, Teresa Giudice, Nene Leakes, and then there's been a host of other ones who, scratch that. Let's just stick with Teresa and Jen. They get on this show knowing you're into thievery. Now you're into thievery. Now you're displaying to the world your lavish lifestyle. That brings forth questions. Oh, how do they make their money? Oh, I can't stand her. Let me investigate. And very seldom do you see any of them really going to a 9-to-5 job. It's always some secret shit like marketing.
So it's funny you say that because the prosecutor in that part I was just reading said this woman went and flaunted her lavish lifestyle.
She did.
On the backs of working class people. She cheated.
Yes. And when look, the bitch it was snowing in Utah. She had on 55-inch heels.
55-inch heel.
with a short skirt on that had the wraps going up. Okay, so she really flaunted. She had makeup artists, hairstylists, 10 assistants, okay? Every kind of luxury vehicle. She threw lavish parties in her house, out of her house. Why would you do? If you're going to be a thief, don't get a TV show. Because what you're going to wind up being on is an episode of 48 Hours, Dateline, 2020, TMZ. That's you really about to be the star, okay? And it was just, she acted such a jackass on the show as well. It's just, here's the thing. I fully believe that more women get caught because they display too much and other women hate on them, and then they question things. I'm sorry, y'all. I have bobby pins attempting to keep this little thing that I created up here in my hair together, and they're trying to fall out there like, not today, bitch. I just don't understand. Why would you do that?
And why would you do that? Well, because, okay, think about it. If you've already been bilking people for a while and you've built a lifestyle, you actually believe that you're entitled to that life. You believe that that's actually your legitimate lifestyle, no matter how you got it. And on top of that, a lot of these women start flaunting. And there was an old thing that the mafia said, that the more money you made, the poorer you look.
Yes,
because the last thing you want is people looking at you going, I don't see you going to a job. I don't, And how the fuck could her husband not start asking questions a little bit?
It's the same thing with Teresa Giudice.
Yeah.
She claims that she didn't know, but there's no way you don't know. You've got your signature on all these papers. And granted, you know what? Teresa said, look, my husband said this paperwork is for this. I need your signature. Okay, if my husband did that, I probably would. It's your husband. So you assume it is exactly what they're saying. We be forgetting that men cheat and lie all the goddamn time. So it's like, no, I'm going to be like, no, I'm going to get my attorney to go and look over all of this paperwork.
And I would love to, as a husband, if I saw her spending money like that, I would have to ask, okay, exactly how much money are you making? How much is coming in? How much is going out? I would want to know that her lifestyle is not going to put us in the poorhouse.
And my answer would have been, I sell drugs. I pimp bitches and hoes. Do you want to keep living with me in this lifestyle? Yes or no? Because it's going to keep going on. So it's up to you. I'm giving you the choice. You're asking the questions. I'm not going to lie to you. This is what I do. I pimp hoes. I sell drugs.
You would be a great, madam.
I know I would. Yes, look, if this all doesn't work out, I'm just going to go be the manager at a strip club. I want to be the house mom. I'd have those bitches all the way together.
You'd be like that old woman on Bunny Ranch.
Probably so. Yes. I just feel like this is so dumb.
It's so avoidable.
And here's the fucked up part about it. It kind of goes on to what you said that a mafia. There are other women on the cast who are really rich, and they didn't live in houses like Jen. And we actually got to see them all. This is the first season where I feel like I saw the most women actually work was on this this part of the franchise. We saw I can't think of anyone else. Heather, she owns her med spa. We saw her working in there. We saw her building her next one. And she doesn't have to work at all. She was married to one of the the founding fathers of, what is it, Mormonism? Mormonship?
Not a founding father, but
it's not what it is. No. 4 founders. No. 4 fathers.
I think he's an elder or a father.
Elder father. I know what I heard her say, but she says wrong shit too. So I say wrong shit. She says wrong shit. So whatever. She never has to work another day in her life. She got so much money from the divorce, but she still went to work. We saw Lisa get up. Lisa was constantly hustling. We saw Meredith and her jewelry line and all, and then we see Jen, drunk all the time. Jen would be so lit. It looked like she put a Xanax in her eyeballs so they could absorb extra quickly.
Just say Xanax in her eyeball.
Yes, because it absorbs faster in my head. I don't know if that's true or not. So don't try it. But if you try, let me know if it works.
Look, if you create Xanax drops, we're going to be billionaires.
I think so. And not from stealing money from old people, Jen. But here is the best, juiciest part of the whole thing. They were filming when she got arrested. Okay, so they're oh, Lord. And if you have seen the picture of her from the day she got arrested and from filming, that bitch had like dookie braids in her hair. Jen, look, you married to Coach Shaw. Coach Shaw is black. You're not. I know the white people in Utah don't know what you are, so they just assume you're black, but you're Polynesian. Why did you have synthetic braid hair that we can get from 9:45 here in our area? Why did you have your hair like that? Like that's really why you got arrested. So anyway, they were on, the cast was together filming, and Jen gets a call. Now we know that it's from her husband, who told her, look, the FBI is at the house. They're coming to arrest you. So this bitch tells the cast, oh my gosh, I gotta go. My husband has been hospitalized. Like, okay, look, bitch, you've done enough. Don't put me in the hospital too, okay? So her aunt picks her up, and I don't know if her plan was to go back to her house. I don't know if she had planned. I don't know where Jen was going. But they pinged her phone and pulled her over on the side of the road and arrested her. With them braids in your hair. How fucking embarrassing. I think some of the stipulations that her and her assistant, they are not allowed to transfer any amount of money that's $10,000 or more.
Yeah, anything you have to report.
I think they are allowed to travel, but just not outside of the country.
Something like that, because they got arrested and then released.
Yeah,
they're in
did.
the investigation, but I guess they didn't have enough either to hold them or whatever, but they got released. I
think part of yesterday was for them to verify that she was indeed the Jen Shaw and that he was indeed, I think Stuart Smith or something like that is his name. He better pucker up, better be his fucking name, because if he goes to prison, we already know what's going on.
That's federal pound me in the butt prison.
Yes, it is. Fresh meat. So I hope, I pray, I probably give up a kidney for Bravo to have filmed all of that yesterday.
Oh, yes.
There's no way that they did it. But I tell you, as juicy as all of that was, this is what got me the most. And I have to look it up really, really quickly, because I don't want to quote it wrong. And y'all know how I quote stuff wrong all the time.
So while you're looking that up, I wonder if on Bravo she gets arrested, and then on WeTV she gets her road to redemption.
Probably so.
Like
Probably so. All right. So if you watch the season, you know that Jen and Mary they fought the whole season, and it all jumped off because many years ago, and I don't know why it came up again now, I guess because it made for good TV, Jen's aunt was in the hospital and she was visiting her, and then she went somewhere and Mary was like, you smell like hospital. And Jen waited for all these years later for it just to really, she wanted to kill Mary. She didn't want anybody else talking to Mary. She just dogged Mary left and right the whole season about saying that she smelled like hospital. First of all, hospitals do have a fucked up smell. And I know it's cleanliness, but I'm like, can you make it a little bit dirty? Because I cannot stand the smell of a hospital. It smells sick to me. Like, it smells like illness.
It smells sanitary, not fresh.
No, I'm like, can y'all wash y'all sheets with Snuggle?
It smells like gauze. The whole
yes,
like,
it does.
Like if you open up a pack of gauze and smell it, that's the smell.
It's so when Mary said that, I'm like, okay, I get that. A lot of people don't like the smell of a hospital, all right? So who is this? This guy, his name is Jared Weiselman. He put on Twitter, if Mary M. Cosby, because the whole season, I don't know why, every time Jen referred to Mary, she had to refer to her by her whole name, Mary M. Cosby. For like the first 5 episodes, I'm like, is she saying Mary and Cosby? Like, is she part of a duo? What is it? And then I finally got that it's M. Mary M. Cosby. If Mary M. Cosby tells Jen Shaw she smells like prison in season 2 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I will never recover. Neither fucking will I. Because I will have to be in that fucking hospital smelling like hospital. Because that is the funniest of all the memes that I've seen thus far. That one actually made me fall out laughing. Because so much of the season was about, because you said I smell like hospital. Bitch, but America, you did. And your friend did too. Just like so anyway, I cannot wait. I don't foresee that she's going to be able to really wiggle out of this one. And I wonder if she's going to continue filming the show.
Well, who knows, but it's possible that there were more people involved. So she may turn over on other people too, for a plea bargain or something like that. I'm
willing to bet if she goes ahead, drinks like she normally does and pops those Xanax, she gon' squeal. She's gonna be like the Geico pig. Wee! It was him. It was him. It was him. It was her. It was her. It was her. It wasn't me. That's she's gonna sing like a canary.
Jen Shaw, was that Jen Shaw 69? Who was the guy that rapper something 69? That guy who like
Tekashi
69.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jen Shaw 69.
Yep. All right. When we get back, we're gonna talk about Joe Exotic and what's been going on in his land of prison. Yeah. I bet he smells like prison.
I bet he smells like a lot of.
The Libra Lounge with Keisha.
Welcome back to the Libra Lounge with Keisha podcast. Want to make sure to tell you guys to follow us on Instagram and Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as subscribe to us on iTunes, TuneIn app, the Laughable app, and iHeartRadio. If you're nice and friendly and you enjoy the show, you can give us a 5-star rating. You can also write a review. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. Okay, so Joe Exotic, this man, since Tiger King came out, I don't think there's been a week that he has not been on TMZ. There's been a story about him, okay? I want to say last week he was complaining about things have really been rough for him while he was in prison. Well, you in prison. It's supposed to be rough. How do you know those fucking animals that you were, starving half to death? How do you think the staff that you were feeding old Walmart meat to, how do you think they fucking felt? E. coli and shit like that. At least you're eating bread and bologna, like new bologna. Not new bologna. Like expired Walmart about to go in the dumpster bologna. I'm like, this kills me when like celebrities go to, no, scratch that. Joe, do you remember where you lived, the rat infested trailer that you lived in with the handcuffs by the bed? I mean, I'm sure that's kind of how your cell looks right now anyway, with the handcuffs by the bed, because you can't tell me him, that soft voice, are not getting pounded in prison. I just can't. I think if I were a warden and I had a person like Joe Exotic in my prison, I think I would have him be in charge of like balloon animals and story time. I think that would be good for Joe.
Oh, you imagine the stories he'd tell.
Oh God, yes, I'm sure. I'm sure by now the prisoners are like, look, he talked too goddamn much. Look, don't look at him, don't breathe by him, make him sit at the table by himself, don't even fuck him. Because if somebody start fucking him, we gonna start talking about that. We just want him to be quiet. And I don't think Joe Exotic knows how to be quiet. He only knows how to be quiet when he's lip syncing to someone else's music and claiming it to be
quiet
his.
When he's singing.
Yes, exactly. So this week he's back in the news because he's getting a divorce. So the guy that he's married to now, this dude is in his 20s, okay?
Joe likes them young.
He does like them young. And then, usually when a younger person dates an older person, it's for stability. I'm sure this guy thought that Joe was rich or was gonna be rich. Hell, he ran for president. That kind of shit impresses a young person. But I think this dude is like, look, Trump did not pardon you. We know Biden is not gonna fucking pardon you. There's no way. We got a whole slew of tigers and lions and monkeys and alligators ready to testify and protest if you are released. We gonna have to hide from PETA if you are released. You know what? I don't think this gonna work out between us. I think you should stay where you are, and I'm gonna go wherever the fuck I want to go that you can't go. So I'm just like, I would have divorced Joe too. Joe didn't even have any money left behind, and I wonder, did he make any money from Tiger King?
I mean, if he did, I'm sure it was seized or it's been spent. I'm sure.
Yeah. And then
Joe didn't look like he had a good savings plan.
He didn't. He didn't. I mean, the guy opened up a pizza shop and sold the pizza, and it was made from all one about to be expired cheese, meat, red sauce. The man has no conscience at all.
Zero.
You know what I mean? And I like him. He's a charming person, but he's a fucking crook. He is the definition of a crook, okay?
He's a sociopath.
He's a sociopath.
Literally.
Here's the thing. He is likable, but he lies and he's narcissistic, and he thinks just because, okay, this is what's so funny. He thinks just because Tiger King was so successful, that made him innocent. Okay, that's not how it works, Joe. No, what Tiger King did was convince all of our asses that you're guilty, but we got to still laugh and be entertained by you, okay? And it was just for our normal Netflix account subscription amount, okay? So no, at this point, we're all over it. You entertained us during COVID, and we thank you for that, Mr. Exotic, but it's over now. No, sorry. I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to get out of jail, but here is something that I'm sure he's happy to know about. Mullets came back, Joe. So your hairstyle, you didn't have to cut your hair while you're in prison. Mullets are back in. So, there you go. So I don't even understand what grounds he thinks he has to not be in prison. I mean, of course he claims he didn't try to kill Carol Beth. Yes, you did.
But that wasn't even what he was really jailed for ultimately. It was for the animal trafficking, animal cruelty, the stuff that they actually, they literally proved that he did.
And we all kind of saw it. It was
Yeah.
It was filmed. You were filming a
He
documentary.
recorded himself doing everything.
Yes, and then you were filming a documentary, and then you pissed off the people that were making the documentary. So of course they were going to release everything.
Yes, and that guy, I can't remember his name.
I love that guy though.
But he moved to like the Netherlands or
he
moved
said
somewhere else.
He said he cannot get Joe's squeaky, squilly, annoying ass voice out of his head. That man is traumatized.
He has got PTSD. He
said
he did.
Yeah, you know what? Can you imagine living out there?
No. Well, I can't imagine being out there for a documentary. I really can't imagine living there.
It
like
was
his
rat
staff
infested, roach infested trailers. But he was like
everywhere.
a cult leader. I mean, look at that fucking. Okay, she was a girl. She's now a boy. I think we have to refer to her as a boy who got her whole fucking arm chewed and snatched off by a lion.
And went back to work.
The same week.
Yeah, that's cult shit.
That is cult like behavior. Okay, it is, and you're living in trash. But he does what cult leaders do. He went to the fucking bottom of the barrel. He's like, "How many teeth you got? Let me see how many teeth you got. If you've got 4 missing teeth in the front, you can come be with me." He was like that. If
if you're missing 9, I'll marry you.
If you what?
If you're missing 9 teeth, I'll marry you.
Yes. So it's just like, Joe, write a book. Write a book. That is what you should be doing right now.
Yes.
You're not going to get out of prison. I mean, you might. I don't think you are. But I think even if he were released for prison, I think one of the things is he can never own an animal.
Oh, yeah. I don't think he can even have a lizard.
Yeah, but motherfuckers out here like, look at my ants. You look at my ants can do.
Ant King.
Ant King. Exactly. It's just people like that never learn. They never learn. He would. I truly feel like if he were released from prison, he'd be right back in prison within 5 years.
Oh, for something totally different.
Because he cannot. He thrives the spotlight. He thrives on the attention. He can't just be away from it.
He's a textbook narcissist.
He is a
Everything
narcissist.
he does is right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the victim. And I'm just like, no. The true victims of everything in Tiger King were the people who bought that pizza. Like, those are the true victims. And then the animals, of
course. And the tigers. Because remember, striped lives matter.
And I'm not going to lie, because anyone who knows Keisha, the real Keisha, not the Libra Lounge Keisha, I am an animal fanatic. I will drop a tear, drop money for animals at any point in time. So the animal aspect of it did make me cry. Oh, hold on. Did we ever talk about the fact that I met them in real life?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so in case anyone wants to interview me about this. Okay, so years and years ago, when Skylar was in elementary school, we have this mall in the town next to us that just it was the mall that just never could. So it had all this empty space. And one day they were like, hey, you can come pet and take pictures with a baby tiger or baby lion and a baby bear. Oh, okay, I'm about to save my baby for this is a once in a lifetime situation, right? So we go there, and goddamn, it was a real baby lion, a real baby tiger, and a real baby bear. And she got to take pictures with it, but I was broke and poor back then, so I had a cricket phone, so I don't know where those pictures are. I have no idea. I have no idea where those pictures were. So when this was going on, I was like, wait a minute. What? Me and Skylar are part of this culture. I'm like, that was them. And then I started researching and I'm like, motherfucker, if I had known then what I know now.
Oh my God. You'd have gotten pictures with Joe. You'd have done all that.
I would have left Skylar with them. I'd be like, she can go on a road with y'all.
It's going to pay off one day.
Yes, I had a feeling this is all going to pay off in the end for me. I'm going to benefit from this. All right. Before we go into Bitch Please, y'all know that we are fans of 90 Day Fiancé. And if you're looking at this season, a lot of the couples have their 90 days are up, which it was all kind of really fucked up because it was during COVID. So a lot of them had to speed up the process and get married before the 90 days because the world didn't know the world was concentrating on trying to, save the planet. So I don't think they paid a lot of extra attention to, hey, I need my visa to pause, my K-1 visa to pause and not keep counting the days down. So anyway, it finally dawned on me the other day. I'm like, what makes a person say, how many people live in America?
300 million? That?
You know what? I think that this 299 million people, because I'm the 300th, I don't think any of these people are for me. No. I think the love of my life is probably in some kind of weird gymnasium getting prepared for the Olympics, maybe. Yeah. Or maybe in a hut in Thailand. Ooh, give me a hut man. Or
remember when Eddie Murphy talked about going to Africa to get a bush bitch?
no.
So now we got women going and getting hut men.
A hut husband. What makes you get in front of your computer and start looking for these people? And there's nothing wrong with that. Because sometimes your soulmate is somewhere else. But it's never like from like a good place. Like, I don't know, Switzerland?
Well, even when it's a good place, they still fuck it up.
Look, even when it's a good place, it's still the bottom of the barrel.
Well, that one girl's from Paris. That's pretty nice.
That bitch is fucking dumb.
Yeah, true. But yeah, it's been like Tunisia and
Ukraine.
Syria. Yeah, Ukraine.
Here's my thing. Look, and take it from me, because this is the truth. This is Bible, as the Kardashians would say. There's 299 million fucked up, broke ass, can barely talk correctly people right here in America. Stop spending your money trying to go overseas when you can just fucking fly to Compton.
You can go to Fifth Ward.
The Bronx. A homeless shelter. Because some of these motherfuckers are like one stop away from a homeless shelter. They're psych wards. Right here in the USA.
Shop local.
Yes. Hashtag shop local. Hashtag date local. Hashtag Americas. Not America. Americas. How many black men do you think there are in America?
How many black men?
Yeah.
In or out of prison?
Just period.
Millions. There's millions.
There's millions of black guys who want to be rappers.
You don't have to go to
Who will
Somalia.
surely let you pay all their bills. You don't even have to do any paperwork. I mean, you will once they go to prison. You got to do the visitation application.
That's way easier than a K-1
But it's
visa.
still right here. And you don't even have to pay for it. I think that it's a lot cheaper to send someone who's in prison their little money every month so they can get their Pringles and their pads and juice drinks and such. It's a lot cheaper than going through I think it costs like in the thousands for the K-1 visa process. Not to mention, you're sending money to pay like this person's rent. In prison, you don't even have to worry about paying their rent. They live rent free. You don't have to pay that. You don't even have to fucking get a passport. You just gotta get a little visitor card. There's enough women here in America who are batshit crazy. You don't have to go to Mother Russia. It's right here.
If you go to New York, you'll find plenty of crazy Russian women.
Look,
They're already here.
you are already here. Legally. You don't have to worry about it. And when y'all break up, you don't even have to pay for the bitch's ticket to go back to Russia. Just send her back to New York. It's a cheaper plane ticket to me. Hell, she can even fucking drive if she really wanted
Yeah,
to.
she can drive there. You
Yeah.
can literally Uber her back.
Yeah. Come on, people. Think better. Get more bang for your buck. Stick with America, the good old US of A. I just don't get it. I'm like,
I don't get that people have just resigned to some idea that there is no one
here
possibly
for
here.
them.
Like no one here. I mean, and these are people that don't live in like some village in the middle of Pennsylvania.
No.
They live in cities
Yeah.
with thousands of people they've never met,
Yeah.
but definitely can't be the right person for them.
And then here's the thing, and on the flip side, the people that are coming from the other countries, they are just as fucking dumb. Because they all think they're going to either California, Times Square, a nice big ranch in Texas. They think that. Y'all be like in bumfuck Egypt, living in a 2-room trailer. No. If my ass is gonna leave my country to come home to be with you, I'm gonna need verification. I'm gonna need to see your bank statements. I need employment history. I need to know where you live. I need to see it. I mean, if you think about all the 90-Day Fiancés, how many times are the people from the other countries beyond disappointed when they see where the person really lives?
Every time.
I'm almost every time.
Because all they know about America
It's
is
what they see on TV.
the stereotypes.
Yeah.
The same way that all we know of Somalia, for example, is starving kids.
Yeah.
Like we only know.
Oh, there's more to Somalia than that.
Well,
I mean, there's Iman. She came from. Iman and starving children.
but that's what I mean is like everybody has their little notions of another
What
country they've
things
never
are going
been
to be?
to,
Yeah.
and America just happens to be viewed as here's an amazing place with awesome things, and I'm in a hut in the middle of Africa.
Yeah.
I'm going to live my dream. When in reality, there are just as many shitty places in America as there are any place else.
I mean, look, one girl, Yara from the Ukraine, her fiance lives in New Orleans. She said New Orleans is trash.
Yeah, it's a dirty city.
It is.
Every big city is
But
dirty.
but my thing was like, bitch, you got to go back to the Ukraine because you can't tell me that you were living the life of luxury in the Ukraine. I'm sorry, New Orleans is we go hard, Saints, all of that. Like you're not supposed to talk about New Orleans, okay? Anywho, when we would get back, we're going to give the bitch please of the week from the Libra Lounge.
The Libra Lounge with Keisha. The Libra Lounge with Keisha.
We want to thank you guys for tuning in this week to the Libra Lounge with Keisha. Again, make sure you are following us on social media. It is time for bitch please.
Bitch, please. You be rolling down the street telling stories. Bitch, you never tell the truth. Bitch, please. Everybody know you lying, bitch, cause all you do is lie.
So, this bitch please is like a personal bitch please, all right? As we always tell you guys, look, if you subscribe to the show, feel free to leave a rating or comment, but 9 times out of 10, people will just either put stars. They'll just do the stars, saying, and they're done. However, C.A. Clemens decided, I don't know if it's a man or female. I'm just going to go ahead and say non-binary, since the name is C.A. Decided to write. Is it a review? Is it?
I guess a review.
A rating, a review, and a rating because they did the stars. They didn't go they just went doop, and then he or she left a comment. I'm gonna let producer James read it.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put it on screen for those of us on video here.
Mm-hmm.
So, 1 star, of course, and the title of the review is offensive. They go on to say, unsubscribing. Please don't use terms like spirit animal, although they spelled it Sprit animal.
I don't even know what that is.
So please don't use terms like Sprit animal.
Mm-hmm.
It's offensive to indigenous people. Google. That's it.
Okay, so
That's the review.
okay. I mean, I like Google. I Google multiple times a day, and I can even Google to get the correct spelling of the word spirit. Here's my thing. Was this the only episode that you listened to? Because I find it quite disturbing, a tad bit fascinating, that they were so offended by me saying, I want to say the show said, and it was not even a new show. It's called Todd Chrisley, My White Spirit Animal. He, Clemens. Have you not watched any of the other shows? Have you not heard us use the N-word multiple times? Have you not heard us be racist to all the racists all over the world? Have you not heard us talk about autistic children? Have you not heard me refer to my child as a bitch? My mom is a bitch? Have you not heard me threaten to kill producer James on air? Did you see that episode with porn star Kelly Provocateur where we talked about her giant clit? And where I asked her, was she born with it or was it steroid induced? Did you not see the shows where we had rappers on the show? Did you not see the show where we had people who are transitioning from one sex to the other? Have you not seen the shows where I've referred to my family as fucking stupid? Did you not see the show where the one girl said that men pay her to shit on a plate and ship it to them? And after they receive it, they freeze it. Oh, I'm sorry. They always have a special request to eat nuts. Then they freeze the shit turd, take them out of the freezer, and they dildo their assholes with it. Have you not listened to any of the shows where I've said motherfucker 533 times? Have you not seen the show where I have threatened people to come to their homes to kill them?
Did they not see the show where we literally did a game called Name That Animal Butthole?
Did you not see that? Offensive is the theme of the show.
That's what we do.
Along with humor. We do offensive. We do pete. We do humor. This is what I think you should do. I think you should get that Sprit animal out of your asshole and put it in your mouth. Or you can take my big black dick and choke on it. Now that's offensive. Wouldn't you say that's offensive, everyone?
That's pretty offensive.
That's pretty offensive right there. Like in all seriousness, like you can't even be offended by this comment because it's like, what about all the other? Look, every week I'm ready for someone to call me out on some of the shit that I say. Like, because I don't listen to the show. And I would have never known this rating was even on there if it hadn't been for producer James. So I'm like, ooh, man, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But this? Really? I'm offended that you just, I mean, I'm glad you spelled animal right, but I don't know what a Sprit animal is. Therefore, I'm going to keep saying it because I don't know what the fuck it is. All right. So C.A. Clemens, you get the bitch please of the week from the Libra with Keisha. And thank you for unsubscribing. You guys have a great rest of the week. Have a very good Easter. And we will see you next Wednesday.
It's the Libra Lounge. The Libra Lounge. Ooh.